of the week. Happy Friday to all, and to all a happy weekend. I am your host, Captain Boring. Thank you everyone for being here. This is your 10-minute sports report. It is Friday. It is the 2nd of February. So long January. Long live February. The month that just got its days stolen because some Roman emperors had to have a penis measuring contest with the months of July and August. Fun fact of the day. So I got some news for you. I got some college football news. I got some Michigan staff news as Sharon continues to build his staff. And then, of course, I will dive into the NBA and NHL schedule as we are in the heart of those All-Star games right around the corner for both of those respective sports. Those are about halfway or over halfway. Some about over in depending on which sport you're looking at. So a lot to go over. I'll jump right in and then we'll get on out of here. Alrighty, so in an effort, and I'm just going to be completely honest, this is in what I'm about to read is in an effort to basically just survive and make billions of dollars, okay? But here it is. The Big Ten and SEC form an advisory group as the conference's bonds tighten. The Big Ten and SEC have formed a joint advisory group of university presidents, chancellors, and athletic directors to, quote, address significant challenges facing college athletics, end quote, and how to improve the student athlete experience, and the conferences announced on Friday. This move is significant because it reflects a growing relationship between the two largest, and here's the key word, wealthiest conferences and their respective commissioners as the balance of power continues to tilt in their favor in the evolving collegiate landscape. So here's the deal. About a year and a half ago, Admiral, you like that, my brother Simeon said, in 5 years, college football will be no more. It will be semi-pro football. The football teams at these universities will break away from these universities entirely because these colleges have to still say they're non-for-profit, but their football team can't be raking in hundreds of millions of dollars per season. So they will break away, and it will just be the Michigan Wolverine football team, which is played at the University of Michigan. Oh, yeah, and some of the players just so happen to go to class at the University of Michigan, right? As an example. I mean, that's basically what's sort of happening already, especially now with NIL and the transfer portal, but it will happen. This is just that. I am now a strong believer in this, in what was said, and because of the TV deals and when they are up and all that, that we will be staring down the barrel of two conferences, 64 teams, 32 teams each conference, and they will have some connection to the NFL, and it will be like Major League Baseball, where you have NFL's the big show, and then college football being AAA. Now, however, it will be more televised, and it will be one of the most predominant amateur's the wrong word because it will be professional, but it won't be like the big time. It will be a step below, but it will be one of the most televised step down. Simeon said it will be a lot like the Premier League, and that's what I kind of believe. Not that, the University of Michigan will step up to the NFL, but you have tiers in college football similar to the Premier League, where the Power Five and the two big conferences of 64 teams or so are the top dog, Big Ten, SEC, and you will have two conferences. It will play a lot like the NFL. Each conference gets a 12-team play. You get 12-team playoff, or 16 teams, as it were, 8 teams in each conference, and it will whittle down to the SEC champion versus the Big Ten champion, and they will play each other. So this is basically just to preserve the millions upon billions, because the NCAA records a nearly $1.3 billion in revenue for the 2022-2023 collegiate season. That is just the NCAA. all the money surrounding everything else, I am well convinced, even if no one can prove these numbers to me, that it is upwards of $9-10 billion that college athletics brought in the last athletic period. So this is basically just a self-serving initiative. However, it does need to happen because NIL and transfer portal, with the lack of governing body over it, it is ruining the sport slowly. It is slowly eating this. I don't want to downplay anyone's illness. It is a cancer. It is slowly taking over this sport, and it will rot the sport from the inside out. And here's what else I want to talk about is the NCAA is investigating the University of Tennessee because they are saying that the University of Tennessee broke NIL laws. And here's the kicker. They broke NIL laws that weren't in place at the time that they broke them. They are retroactively investigating and will discipline the University of Tennessee because at point A, there were no laws about what the University of Tennessee did regarding recruits. Down the line, a year later, they put laws in to block what the University of Tennessee did back at point A. But at point B, they're saying, oh, well, what you did was wrong. There were no rules about this because the NCAA is always a day late and $1 short with everything they do. Everything that they do, the NCAA is a day late and $1 short. I could see that the Big Ten and SEC, and I hope other conferences are able to get in on this or whatever, just break away from the NCAA and say, you know what? Big middle finger to everybody. We're not doing this. We're going to govern ourselves. You figure out everything else. But you know what? We'll take it from here. We'll put on our own basketball tournament. We'll put on our own baseball tournaments. Bye. See ya. We don't need you because the SEC does not have a governing body. And until they have basically a commissioner, a governing body, something that will instantly react like Roger Goodell does in the NFL, like every sports commissioner ever in every professional sports, because we're now dealing with professional sports, except they're 18 to 22-year-olds. Things will just continue to get worse and worse and worse, and the NCAA will basically kill itself, but it doesn't know it's killing itself, and it won't know that it's dead until 5 years after it dies. That's how this is going to go. Alrighty, I know that y'all have been waiting for what's going on with Michigan. So, Michigan, and specifically Sharon Moore, is building his own staff the way he wants. Now, University of Michigan fans kind of want to keep the train rolling a little bit, and I have a feeling that Sharon Moore kind of wants to keep the same because of two hires he made. Michigan has promoted quarterbacks coach Kirk Campbell to offensive coordinator under Sharon Moore. Not a real surprise there. Campbell, 37, will replace Moore in the role while continuing to work with the Wolverines quarterback, the school announced Friday. He was elevated from an analyst role to oversee the quarterbacks last offseason after Michigan fired co-offensive coordinator Matt Weiss during January 2023. Still something suspicious going on there. They also promoted grad assistant Grant Newsome, who was a highly touted offensive player or offensive lineman recruited to Michigan, had a career-ending injury, one career-ending injuries, and then a big career-ending injury. They promoted him to O-line coach. So he's kind of keeping it within the family. He's promoted some other people within the organization already to hopefully keep this train going. The only coordinator job he has not filled yet is defensive coordinator, and I think he's looking for a specific thing. I kind of hope that with this defensive coordinator, he brings in some outside help, because there is, much like the NCAA, trying to keep everything in-house and doing it itself and killing itself from the outside. If you keep it too much in-house, you don't bring enough outside ideas, and then eventually, again, your program's 8-5, 7-6, and you're like, wait, how did we get here? We just won the national title. However, if they don't, it's not It's not the end of the world, but I do like that we're kind of, at least for the next year, trying to keep this train rolling a little bit. Oh my god, these new sound bites. They did a new panel on Riverside, which is what we record with, and it is just, it's hot garbage. So it's not doing it. So let's take a look at the NBA. I will get you all caught up with NBA action on Monday, going all the way back to Monday, beginning of the week. Los Angeles Clippers went to Cleveland and lost. That's a big win for Cleveland, 118-108. Donovan Mitchell had 28 points. Philadelphia went to Portland and got smoked, 130-104. That's a big loss. Joel Embiid, by the way, torn meniscus, so he is probably out. My guess is the next couple weeks, which means he will not play enough games to qualify for Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, All-Pro thing. Like, the NBA set up and the NF and the NBA PA agreed you have to play a certain amount of games, because what players were doing, they were playing like 45, 50 games for load management, rest basically, and then winning all these awards. Meanwhile, guys playing 78, 80 games weren't getting any awards. So I agree with this, but it is a shame because Joel Embiid he is the MVP so far, but he's probably not going to be able to win it. On Tuesday, Philadelphia went to Golden State and got smoked again, 119-107. Steph Curry just chefed them up, 37 points. Tobias Harris had 26. On Wednesday, Denver went to Oklahoma City and lost 105-100. Detroit visited Cleveland and lost 128-121. Donovan Mitchell is having a heck of a season. Finished with 45 points in that game. Thursday, Philadelphia finally ended the 2-game losing streak, beating Utah behind 51 points from their first-time All-Star Tyrese Maxey, 127-124. Cleveland went to Memphis and got another win. That's 3 in a row. They're hot right now in the East, 108-101. We'll get to the standing in just a minute. Well, by just a minute, I mean just now. Boston Celtics still king of the East. They're now 4.5 games ahead of the Milwaukee Bucks. They're 8-2 in their last one. The Bucks have lost 2 straight, 6-4 in their last 2. The New York Knicks are hot, only at a half game back of the Bucks, 5 games back of the Celtics. They're 9-1 in their last 10, 9-game winning streak. A half game behind the Knicks and a full game back of the Bucks, but 5.5 games back of the Celtics. Sit the 9-1 in their last 10 on a 4-game winning streak. Cleveland Cavaliers, a half game behind them, are the Philadelphia 76ers in the 5th seed. They're 6-4 in their last 10, and they won their last time out. So the East, 2 through 5 are a game and a half away. And then from the Sixers to the Pacers are 4 games, but then the Pacers, who are the 6th seed, all the way down to the Bulls, the 9th seed, are 4.5 games. So the East, very, very tight. Meanwhile, Western Conference, the Denver Nuggets, 7-3 in the last 10. The problem is the rest of the West is hot. Minnesota Timberwolves leading the West, 1 game ahead of the Thunder, are 7-3 on a 2-game winning streak. The Oklahoma City Thunder, 6-4. LA Clippers, 2 games back of the Timberwolves, 1 game back of the Thunder, 8-2 in their last 10. Nuggets, 7-3 in the last 10, 1.5 games back. Then it kind of drops off. The Kings, the Suns are both 6.5 back. The Pelicans are 7.5 back. The Mavericks are 8.5 back. That's the 8th seed. The 9th seed are the Lakers, 10 games back, and the Jazz are 11 games back. So basketball is heating up in the best of ways right now, and sound bites are just still not working. All right, great. Let's flip on over to the NHL. If we rotate this thing back to... Well, they are winding. It looks like, yes. So they are actually about to enter their All-Star weekend. They're on their All-Star weekend. Their All-Star game is tomorrow night, Saturday. So that's excellent. So on Wednesday, San Jose went to Anaheim and lost 3-2 in overtime. And on Tuesday, Seattle went to San Jose and lost 2-0. In terms of the standings at the All-Star break. In the Western Conference, the Avalanche lead the way with 67 points. That's 1 point better than the Stars and 2 points better than the Winnipeg Jets. The Avalanche 7-3-0, 3-game winning streak. The Stars 7-2-1, 3-game winning streak. The Winnipeg Jets have lost 3 straight. Are 6-3-1 there in the Pacific. The Canucks, they're 8-0-2 in their last 10 games, won their last time out. They're 71 points. That's 7 points better than the Knights, who are 6-3-1 in their last 10, lost their last time out. However, the hottest team in all of hockey goes into the NHL All-Star break, and I bet you those players wish that they did not have an All-Star break or a break of any kind, because they are on a 16-game winning streak. They're 10-0-0 in their last 10 games. They have 59 points. The Kraken are 4-5-1, lost their last time out, have 52 points. So if we look at the playoff picture in the West, Avalanche, Stars, Jets in the Central, Pacific, Canucks, Knights, Oilers, Wildcard, Kings with 56 points, Blues with 54. Then the Predators also have 54, and the Kraken have 52. So they are right there, ladies and gentlemen. The East looks like this: the Bruins, Panthers, Lightning, the Rangers, Hurricanes, Flyers, and then the 2 wild cards are Maple Leafs and Red Wings, both with 58, and then ways back with 52 are the Islanders. So the East is a little more spread out. And that'll do it for today's rendition of the 10-Minute Sports Report. I hope everyone had a fantastic week. Please comment down below what was the best part of your week. And we will see you next week. Until next time, everybody, we will see if this plays. But if not, take care. Know God loves you. May God bless you. Wash those hands, because y'all are filthy animals. See ya.